Our son is our everything, and that she was pregnant again, and we just lost two souls, basically, two souls. But we got family here, we're together, and we're just gonna do this together.
Bullets and surveillance video may link Tampa rapper Billy Adams directly to a murder. That's some of the new evidence released in his case today. Now, Adams is the one who's accused of gunning down his pregnant girlfriend back in January.
Freedom can mean many different things to different people. For some, it's a way out from responsibility, while for others, it is an obsession, so destructively dangerous it may cost lives. What happens when one man will stop at nothing to protect his version of freedom? Tonight, we unravel the chilling tale of Billy Adams, a man who walked free from one trial, only to plunge headfirst into another, darker chapter. Welcome to our channel. If you love stories that chill your spine and twist your mind, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay with us till the end. Trust me, you won't see this one coming. January 27th, 2023 was one of those jam-packed courtroom days in Florida, as the verdict was read for Billy Bennett Adams III, alias rapper Ace NH, charged with double murder at a recording studio back in 2020. Adams had convinced many he had been acting in self-defense. And with that, he walked out 3 days ago a free man, acquitted, exonerated, vindicated. Or was he?
I pulled out my gun and I shot Mr. Alberry in fear of Mr. Beats being shot or myself being shot.
Some termed it a second chance, but what if that had been intermission? Within 3 days, a young mother and her unborn child were gone. Alana Sims, a 22-year-old young mother, hails from Tampa, Florida. Her warm presence and love for her son and family are quite appealing. This 5-month pregnant young woman has a sweet reputation among family members and colleagues for being mild, full of positive attitudes, and kind. She went on to graduate from Chamberlain High School and promptly began making her family the focal point after having a child of her own. According to Alan's mother, Alana Sims, Alana was selfless, putting everyone else before herself. Her family remembered the young woman's infectious smile and ebullient energy. Alana Sims had dreams, but even dreams come with nightmares. Alana was dating Billy Adams, a man whose life was as turbulent as a hurricane. Billy Bennett Adams III was a Tampa-born 25-year-old, up and coming into the music world as a rapper known as Ace NH. He started his music career at the beginning of the 2010s. As a teen from Tampa, Florida, he took up rapping as a creative outlet and an expression of life experience. In his early 20s, Adams began to make a name for himself within Tampa's underground music scene, consistently publishing tracks that often spoke on themes regarding street life and personal struggles. Living a double life, though attending the University of South Florida for a science and business degree, much of his life was marred by controversies and incidents of violence. Adams was previously accused of killing 2 men, Trevon Albury and Daniel Thompson, in a recording studio in Lutz, Florida, in November 2020. According to him, the incident occurred due to the alleged robbery attempt. According to Billy, Albury pointed a gun at the studio owner's head, and Adams acted in self-defense and shot both men in confrontation. Adams was found not guilty in January 2023, and he was able to pursue his self-defense claim after facing the courts.
The defendant is not guilty.
Tampa rapper Billy Adams beat 2 murder charges in January.
Alana called him charming to her friends. Others saw a walking red flag, a rapper with a criminal past and a hair-trigger temper. Was Alana walking into a love story or a trap? January 30th, 2023, Billy invited Alana out for what he called a celebration. The location? Some quiet neighborhood in Tampa on the premise of a party. Alana, trusting him, drove there with her son sleeping in the back seat. She thought she was headed for a joyous night. She was wrong. Later that night, a passerby saw what she thought was an intoxicated person lying on the grass near an SUV. Hours later, another witness realized the grim reality wasn't a drunk partygoer. It was Alana Sims, lifeless, with fatal gunshot wounds. Her son? still asleep in the car, unharmed but forever scarred.
Something was off, and we're thankful for that they called 911. Unfortunately, when police arrived, we located that woman deceased and a baby under the age of 2 sitting in a car seat and asleep at the time.
A sleeping child, a silent victim. But who pulled the trigger? After Sims's body was found, police pieced together the events leading to her death. Surveillance footage of the neighborhood showed 2 cars entering the area, one belonging to Adams and the other to Sims. While Adams's vehicle left the area, Sims's car remained, raising suspicion. Investigators found ammunition in Adams's car that matched the weapon used in the crime.
Surveillance video captured a black Chevy Malibu leaving the crime scene right after the murder. It was later linked to Billy Adams. Inside the car, they found 2 live 9mm rounds.
Billy Adams was brought in for questioning in a pretty short order. He first said he had no idea what happened. He even said he was just at home all night. But his story had some inconsistencies, and physical evidence contradicted his alibi. Cornered, Billy changed his story. He said Alana had pulled a gun on him, and he acted in self-defense. A plausible excuse, except for one glaring problem: the evidence. No gun was ever found near Alana, but what police did find was far more incriminating. Text messages. Messages between Billy and another woman revealed the truth. A day before the murder, Billy had told her, and I quote, "Tomorrow this shit's done." It just so happens Alana wasn't Billy's only girlfriend. Freedom wasn't just Billy's obsession, it was his motive. Billy had been juggling 2 women. Alana was starting to become an inconvenience, being pregnant and all. The other woman was getting frustrated, at least frustrated enough to text him about it. Billy's response? Chillingly calculated. He reassured her that Alana wouldn't be in the picture anymore. But by out of the picture, he didn't mean a breakup. Murder occurred just 3 days after Adams was acquitted of a double homicide that took place in November 2020. In that case, Adams had been accused of killing 2 men at a recording studio but claimed self-defense, alleging that one of the victims pulled a gun on him during a heated argument. The jury believed his account and found him not guilty. In the case of Alana Sims, prosecutors charged Adams with first-degree murder and the unlawful killing of an unborn child.
Adams was arrested and charged with her murder and that of her unborn child.
Adams's attorney attempted to minimize the evidence during court hearings, but prosecutors portrayed a man who would do whatever it took to avoid responsibility. The state contended that Adams had manipulated Sims and had planned the murder to eliminate her and her unborn child from his life. Most especially, the incident shocked the Tampa community because it occurred near where Adams was acquitted. Billy Adams had convinced a jury that he was a victim of circumstance when he was tried for killing 2 people. But this time the mask slipped. And as for Alana, well, she became another tragic statistic in a world where love sometimes turns lethal. Her death put to light the perils of domestic violence and the devastating results of manipulative relationships. The family of Alana Sims described her as a loving mother who was excited about the growing family. Alana lived for her 23-month-old son, found safe in her car the night she died. She was a good mother and a very family-oriented person. Her sister said Alana took on the role of a mother figure to siblings who were even older than her. She grew up early and gave up the social scene to focus on family life.
She was like a mother for all of us. That was like, everybody makes a joke all the time. Even though I'm older than her, she was taller than me.
Despite her tender age, Alana was celebrated as a grounding presence in her family, described as someone who could make people feel cared for and supported. Her promising life was cut short. Heartbroken, her death left her family and community in shock, particularly since she had been preparing to celebrate her 23rd birthday just weeks later. Billy Adams walked out of one courtroom free, only to make sure his next victim had no chance to walk away at all. Freedom for him wasn't about justice, It was about erasing any consequence. But by attempting to escape responsibility, he's managed to secure a place behind bars. The justice system may have set Billy Adams free once, but Alana's story made sure he wouldn't escape accountability again. Her death serves as a grim reminder. Some obsessions aren't just dangerous, they're deadly. Justice for Alana Sims and her unborn child serves as a reminder that no matter how well one plans a crime, the truth somehow catches up. So what do you think? Is this a case of inevitability or sheer audacity? Let us know in the comments below.